for some people to join. Anyway, but like what I'm gonna be doing today is reading the Bible, pages 1 through 3. And this is the one I'm reading. Even if no one joins this live though, I'm still gonna read the pages because some people could come back to it. So I'm gonna wait a minute to see if anyone joins. Plus, I am a slow reader, so please do not judge. And this is my first time going live. I'm gonna go ahead and start, and if anyone joins through the live, then that'll be okay too. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So the evening and the morning were the first day. Then God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the water, and let it divide the waters from the waters." Thus God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. God called the firmament heaven. So the evening and the morning were the second day. Then God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that yields the seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, the second herb that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seeds in itself according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the third day. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be signs and seasons, and the days for years. And for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens to give light on earth." And it was so. Then God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and morning were fourth day. Well, it was the fourth day. My bad, I'm sorry. Then God said, "Let the waters abound with abundance of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the face of the firmament of the heavens." So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that moves, which was with which waters abounded. I don't really know how you pronounce that. According to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good, and God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." So the evening and the morning were the fifth day. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kind, cattle and creeping thing and beast of the earth, according to its kind." It was so, and God made the beast of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeps on the earth according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have domination over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created him, male and female. He created them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it, have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, over every living thing that moves on the earth." And God said, see, I have given you every herb that yields seed, which is one on the face of the earth, every tree whose fruit yields seed. To you it shall be for food. Also to every beast of the earth, to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth, in which there is life, I have given every green herb for food. It was so. Then God saw everything that he made, and indeed it was very good. So in the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth and all host of them were finished. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it. Sorry if I don't really pronounce it right. Because in it he rested from all his work which God had created and made. This is the history of the heavens and the earth when they were created. In the day the Lord God made the earth and heavens, before any plant of the field was in the earth, or before any herb of the field had grown. For Lord God had not caused it to rain on the earth, and there was no man to till the ground. But a mist went up from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. And watered the whole face of the ground. My bad. And the Lord God formed a man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became living being. The Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed, and out of the ground the Lord made every tree grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life was also in the midst or something like that. Can't really pronounce that one either, I'm sorry. Of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and now there is parted and became 4 river heads. The name of the first one is Pishon. It is the one which skirts the whole land of Havilah. And there is gold, and the gold of that land is good. Um, I'm not really sure on how to pronounce this one, but it's spelled Vellium, but I'm gonna try my best to pronounce it. Bedelium or Delium or something like that. I'm just gonna say because I don't really know how to pronounce that one. And this one's spelled Onyx. Onyx stone are there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It is the one which goes around the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is Hiddekel, I think. It is the one which goes towards the east of Assyria. The fourth river is the Euphrates, I think it's pronounced like that. Then the Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to tend and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but the tree of knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in the day For in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him. Out of the ground the Lord formed every beast of the field and every bird of the air, and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. And whatever Adam called each living creature was the name. So Adam gave all cattle names to all cattle, to the birds of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper comparable to him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall on Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. Then the rib which the Lord God had taken from man he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called a woman, because she was taken out of men. Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And they were both they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. So at that time, I'm pretty sure that they don't really like know that they're naked, and they don't understand that yet or something. I'm pretty sure. It's already been 15 minutes, which is why I chose to read 3 pages, because I'm kind of slow at reading. So yeah, that's why I kind of chose to read 3 pages. Plus, I'm going to be reading 3 pages a day other than like on weekends. And now we're on the 2nd page. Now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said to the woman, has God indeed said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, we may eat the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, you shall not eat it, nor shall you touch it, lest you die. Then the serpent said to the woman, you shall not surely die, for God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So then, when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree desirable to make one wise, she took of its fruit, and ate. She also gave it to her husband with her, and he ate. And the eyes of both of them were open, and they knew they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves coverings. 1 second, my dog wants in. I'll be back. Whoa, ignore the dogs, please. Hello. Oh, okay. Come here. Whoa. You want out, Lilo? Where you go? Anyways, back to what I was saying. I was at 8th one, and they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord among the trees of the garden. Then the Lord God called to Adam and said to him, where are you? So he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself. And he said, who told you that you was naked? Have you eaten from the tree which I had commanded you that you should not eat? Then the man said, the woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I ate. And the Lord God said to the woman, what is this that you have, what is this you have done? Oh no, my dog's is hyper. The woman said, the serpent deceived me, I ate. So the Lord said to the serpent, because you have done this. 1 second. Lilo, calm down, okay? I don't think Ellen wants to sleep right now, okay? Can you calm down, please? You do calm down. Anyways, sorry. 20 minutes. Now, because you have done this, you are cursed more than all cattle. Layla, can you stop, please? Calm it down. Just a little bit. Anyways. Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all cattle and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life. Calm down. Sorry about that. Hey. Calm down. If you don't want to lay low. Layla, you gotta calm down, okay? Okay? Don't do that. Just let me have it for a second. We was at, I think it was either on your belly you shall go. I'm gonna start back from there. On your belly you shall go, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life, and I will put enmity, I think it is. And if you don't think I didn't say this right, then it's spelled ENMITY. Between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed, he shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. To the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your conception. In pain you shall bring forth children, your desire shall be your husband, and he shall rule over you. Then to Adam he said, because you have heeded the voice of your wife, and have eaten from the tree which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for your sake. In toil you shall eat of it all the days of your life, both thorns and bristles it shall bring forth you, and you shall eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread till you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken, for dust you are, and dust you shall return. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. Also for Adam and his wife Lord God made tunics of skin and clothed them. Then the Lord God said, behold, the man has become like one of us, to know good and evil. And now lest he put out his hands and take also of the tree of life, and eat and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him out of the garden. Of Eden to till the ground from which he was taken. So he drove out the man and placed cherubim at the east of the Garden of Eden, and a flaming sword which turned every way to guard the way to tree of life. Now Adam and Eve, his wife, was conceived and bore Cain, and said, Leo, why did you kick that? Okay, come on, I'll let you out. Come on. Here you go. You want out, Alan? Okay. Sorry about that. I know no one's watching this live right now, but someone might end up like watching it later on because they might want to learn more about the Bible because they might not have one or something. So one second, I gotta find where I was. Okay, I found where I was. I have acquired a man from the Lord. Then she bore again, this time his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time it came to pass that Cain brought an offering of the fruit of the ground to the Lord. Abel also brought the firstborn of his flock at their and of their fat, and the Lord respected Abel and his offering, but he did not respect Cain and his offering. And Cain was very angry, and his countenance, I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm sorry, fell. So the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? And why has your countenance fallen? If you do well, you will not be accepted, and if you do and if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and its desire is for you, but you should rule over it." I'm sorry. Oh wait. Okay, I found where I was. Now Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field, and Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is Abel, your brother?" He said, "I do not know. I am my brother's keeper." And he said, "What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. So now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. A fugitive and a vagabond, you shall be on the earth." And Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is greater than I can bear. Surely you have driven me out of this day from the face of the ground. I shall be hidden from your face. I shall be a fugitive of your and a vagabond on the earth, and it will happen that anyone who finds me will kill me." And the Lord said to him, "Therefore whoever kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold." And the Lord set a mark on Cain, lest anyone finding him should kill him. 28 minutes. It's almost been 38 minutes, which is exactly the reason why I chose 3 pages. Then Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. I think that's how you pronounce it. And he built a city and called the name of the city. After the name of his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad begot Mehujael, and Mehujael begot Methuselah, and Methuselah begot Lamech. Then Lamech took for himself 2 wives. The name of one was Ada, and the name of the second was Zillah. And Ada bore Jabal. He was his father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all of those who play the harp and the flute. And Azillah, she also bore Tubal, Cain, an instructor of every craftsman in bronze, and iron. And the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah, and Lamech said to his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice. Wives of Lamech, listen to my speech. For I have killed a man for wounding me, even a young man for hurting me. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, then Lamech 77-folded. And Adam knew his wife. Again she bore a son, and named him Seth. For God has appointed another seed for me instead of Abel, whom Cain killed. And as for Seth, to him also a son was born, and he named him Enosh. Then men began to call on the name of the Lord. This is the book of the genealogy, I think that's how you pronounce it, of Adam. In the day that God created man, he made him in the likeness. Okay, we're going on to page 3. God, he created them male and female, and blessed them, and called them mankind in the day where they were created. And Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and named him Seth. After he begot Seth, the days of Adam were 800 years, and he had sons and daughters, so all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Seth lived 105 years and begot Enosh. After he begot Enosh, Seth lived 807 years and had sons and daughters, so all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. Enosh lived 90 years and begot Canaan. I think that's how you pronounce it. After he begot Canaan, Enosh lived 815 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. Canaan lived 70 years and begot Mahalalel. I think that's how you pronounce it. After he begot Mahalalel, Canaan lived 840 years. And had sons and daughters. So all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. Mahalalel lived 65 years and begot Jared. After he begot Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Mahalalel, I think it's like that, were 895 years, and he died. Jared lived 162 years, and he begot Enosh. After he begot Enosh, Jared lived 800 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. Enosh lived 65 years, and he begot Methuselah. I think that's how you pronounce it. After he begot Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech. After he begot Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Methuselah were 969 years and he died. Lamech lived 182 years and had a son, and called his name Noah, saying, "This one will comfort us concerning our work and the toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord has cursed. After he begot Noah, Lamech lived 595 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years and he died. Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth, I think that's it. Now it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose. I think I'm going hoarse a little bit, so please ignore that. And the Lord said, "My spirit shall not strive with man forever, for he indeed flesh, yet his days shall be 125 years. There were giants on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came in to the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were mighty men who were old men renowned. When the Lord saw that a wickedness of men was great in the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually, and the Lord was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. So the Lord said, I will destroy men whom I created from the face of the earth, but both man and beast, creeping things, and birds of the air, for I am sorry that I have made them." But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. This is genealogy of Noah. Noah was a just man, perfect in his generations. Noah walked with God, and Noah begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. That's a little bit hard to pronounce. The earth was also corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. So God looked upon the earth, and indeed it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way on earth. And God said to Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, and for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Making yourself an ark of gopher wood, make rooms in the ark and cover it inside the house, the outside with a pitch. And this is how you shall make it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits. Its widths, or something like that, I can't really pronounce it, 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. You shall make a window for the ark, and you shall finish it to a cubit from above, and set the door of the ark in its side. You shall make it with the lower second of their decks. And behold, myself I am bringing flood waters on the earth to destroy from under heaven all flesh, in which is a breath of life. Everything that is on the earth shall die, but I will establish my covenant or something like that. I can't really pronounce it. 1 second. For a second, I forgot where I was at. With you, and you shall go into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you, and every living of all flesh. You shall bring 2 of every sort into the ark to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female, of the birds after their kind, of animals after their kind, and of every creeping thing of the earth after its kind. 2 of every kind will come to you to keep them alive, and you shall take for yourself of all food that is eaten, and you shall gather it to yourself, and it shall be food for you and them. Thus Noah did according to all that God commanded, so he did. Then the Lord said to Noah, come into the ark, you and your house and all your household, because I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation. You shall take with you 7 of each of every clean animal, a male and his female. 2 each of animals that are unclean, a male and his female, also 7 of each birds of the air, male and female, to keep the species alive on the face of the earth. For after 7 more days I will cause it to rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I will destroy from the face of the earth all living things that I had made. And Noah did according to all the Lord had commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters were on the earth. So Noah, with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives, went into the ark because of the waters of the flood, of clean animals, of animals that are unclean, of birds, and every living thing that creeps on the earth. 2 by 2 they went into the ark to Noah, male and female, as God commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were on the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, on that day all the fountains of the great deep were broken up, and windows of heaven were open. And the rain was on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. On the very same day, Noah and Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Noah's wives and 3 wives of his sons with him, entered the ark. They and every beast after its kind, all cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth after its kind, and every bird after its kind, and every bird of every sort. And they went into the ark to Noah, 2 by 2 of all flesh, in which is the breath of life. So those who entered, male and female of all flesh, went in as God commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. Now the flood was on the earth for 40 days. The water increased and lifted up the ark, and it rose above the earth. The waters prevailed, greatly increased on the earth. And the ark moved about on the surface of waters, and the waters prevailed exceedingly on the earth, and all the hills, high hills under the whole heaven were covered. The waters prevailed 15 cubits upward, and the mountains was covered, and all flesh that died moved on the all the flesh died that moved on the earth, birds and cattle and beasts, and every creeping thing that lives on the earth, and every man, all in whose nostrils was breath of the spirit of life. All that was on the dry land died. So he destroyed all living things which were on the face of the ground, both man and cattle, creeping thing, and bird of the air were destroyed from the earth. Only Noah and those who were with him in the ark remained alive, and the waters prevailed on the earth for 150 days. That's all of that, and tomorrow I'll read 3 more pages, so tomorrow we'll make it to 6 in the Bible. This is 47 minutes, but I did want to do this live because some people may not have a Bible, or they may just want to learn about it, you know? Anyways, that's all for today. Goodbye.